So, welcome to this week's episode. It could be 20, episode 20, I don't know. I always lose my breath underneath that mask. Alright, so I wanted to do some more fairing compound in here, and then I'll sand it down a little at the bow. All in the pockets here, the edges, and then I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'll sand it down nice, and then I'm gonna use bottom anti-fouling paint for the bottom here, because the water will run under the frames, because there's, you know, like little round arches under each one of the frames, so any water that does get in the boat will drain out, and then it'll go out after I drill a hole for the plug. So, anti-fouling, I didn't do that on my other boat, and it's actually a good idea because it's just the water, just like the water sits on the bottom of your boat. You should have it on the bottom of, even on the inside. So after this dries, I'll sand it, and then I will paint the bottom here, and so I'll sand it all in here, and I think from here to here it's going to be nice gloss black, and then wood and wood and wood and wood. Everything else will be wood, but just the sides. And after I do that, it's really, that anti-fouling paint is so smelly. That one I will wear the mask and even open the garage door for that, because it just smells horrible. And then after I get the floor all done like that, I can secure these other boards over here. And I finished, I'm gonna touch them up, sanding a little if there's any drips on it, but I finished sanding, I finished epoxying these boards, which I'll sand them over a little bit, and then these will be stained too, like the outside of the boat. But these are done, the smaller front ones are done, and these are also done, and these are for the same thing. So then I can secure those, because those actually go down with some thickened epoxy, I believe. Don't hold me to that. And screws. And I have the kind of stainless steel screws that won't rust. So those go in. And then I'll have it all done in here so it's easy to move around in. These boards squeak a little because they're not all the way down yet. I didn't finish. Thickened epoxy all down here. I'll do that when I put these floorboards in. So then I'll be ready, and I'm going to paint up here, these areas, and then I'll be able to secure this down, and then work on sanding this all down, these strips. And I can't forget to drill a hole for the light, run the wires. Boy, I'm getting ahead of myself. But I think that, I know the paint won't be bad. The Carlins, the new outwheels come tomorrow. So I think they're supposed to come tomorrow. Wait a minute. I think today is Thursday, so they might come today. It doesn't really matter because I'm not at that point yet. But yeah, so this stuff stinks. So I'm gonna get out and let it dry, and I'm gonna turn the fan on. And I'll see you again. Hi, welcome back to the channel. Haven't really been filming anything this week. I've been working out here, but just haven't filmed. I kind of catch up to what I'm doing and what I've done. These are positive and some negative wires I'm trying to run through. Make sure I don't forget. Okay. That's for the bow light. And husband gave me these, which is pretty good. It's like a little Velcro. So you should kind of, just put them together like this. They are running through holes in the frames, but I think this is a good idea anyways. They'll be tighter when I do hook them up. I'll pull them a little bit tighter. But I like the way this keeps them. And so just running these through now, just so I don't forget. I refiberglassed inside the bow, and I finished sanding the bottom of the boat inside, and I painted it with anti-fouling paint. I had to wear a mask out here for a few days when I was doing the other work because it just still smelled. I can still smell a little bit today, but it's not bad. I also received the new outwheels, scarfed them together. I haven't put them on yet. I won't until I get done putting this on. I have my floorboards down. I cut them to length, and I'm going to go in a couple of minutes and I'm going to actually screw them down. After that, I'm going to paint the inside here, the bow, over the fiberglass, and then put some fairing compound in there also. And I'm going to paint that with the anti-fouling paint again today. So I'll just do that, and then I'll be out of here for a while because the smell is just terrible. But and then my next step will be, after I do that, I'm gonna pull up the deck and secure it on. And I have a few pieces on the floor here that are left with the seats. I gotta put them together. I have a lot of sanding to do. This is my other wire I'm gonna run from the stern up to here, and this is for the stern light. So I'll run these through to make sure I have everything kind of wired up and ready to, go in. This is easy enough. I drilled holes already through where they have to go. It's just one spot, I think, that I have to drill. Oops. That light goes off if I don't click it twice. Drives me crazy because half the time I'm in the boat. I also put on the trailer hitch eye, which is on there good now. That's what you hook the trailer to, and the boat to wind up and put it on the trailer. There we go. So these secured down, and so I'm ready to go in and do some drilling. I'm wearing my safety glasses because I got something in my eye the other day, and it's been a week and it's finally feeling better, but it did kind of hurt a little bit. We'll see. I might have to wear my regular reading glasses. Just climb in and start some work. I have my screws in here, and I'm using marine screws, flatheads. They are 1.5 inches long. They are the number 10s. I hope these are long enough. I'm sure they are. I think this is what they're called for. So, get these in. A little tricky going in because they're not secured yet. But I'm going to go all the way underneath where you won't see me. Because I've got the 6 boards laying, and there's 6 at the bow, and the 6 at the bow are only this long. These are a lot longer. So I'm going to go up, take these screws with me. I have my drill, and then I have my screwdriver. It's easy to do too. That is that. Well, still have to add more, but I got the boards down at least. I got the floor. I'm going to put more in the middle here because it has movement, even though there's actually part of the frames run underneath here. So once they're screwed down, they won't have that squeak. Okay. I have to also screw these end 2 long ones down. turn the heat on in here, and it's hot now in here, even though it's kind of cold outside. That's gonna go off. Too hot. Alright. Shut all that off. Alright. So that's the boards. I screwed them down at the ends, way up at the top, and then inside. I'm going to screw them across 2 times, I believe. Then it'll be nice and stable in there. And then if I ever need to pull them up, I just pull them up. I have started sanding this stuff. This takes a long time. I lose patience, so then I do a little at a time. But I want it nice and flat. Here is where the wires are running through from the bow. It's going to go back over here, and underneath here is the dashboard. Oops, I think I got my thumb in front of there. Let's see here. That's really it. I mean, I've actually done a lot. These are my new outwales. Got them together, and they're thinner. Trying to do, this is actually, put the bottom on. I have to finish, but I have to trim it a little bit. This is the piece that goes over there between the back area where the stern is. It's going to sit down in there. Then in the back bench seat will go right across, and it's going to have 2 like piano hinges on, so it can lift up, and then I can have inside of there store things. It's pretty big inside of there. I have all the sanding to do to make it nice and smooth and pretty. This was an experiment I've been doing. These are, see, this is the top of the deck here, and it runs through. I want a fiberglass that's strong enough, but also that I can work with myself. The weave in some of these is really thick. That 1708 is very, very thick, and you can see the weave. This is that. These are a couple air bubbles. I was just practicing. What I did is I just cut a piece of wood that was scrap left over from the deck piece. And also the ends of these that I cut off that I didn't need, I inserted in the middle, kind of glued it together. Put a piece on top of the 1708 fiberglass. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat it a few times with epoxy and a stain and see how that comes out, because I don't want to see any of the weave. So I might go with a lighter weave. Now, this weave is actually on the bottom of here. If I put a lighter weave on, I could maybe have to use 2 layers, but it's not going to be a lot of walking that's going to go on in this deck. I do want it nice and sturdy. I'm going to buy the fiberglass from the place that I actually purchased this wood cutout. But that's really it. I'm going to attach it, get the hole up there for the light that's going to go up there, and the hole for the light back here. Attach this and put the outwells on. Then I'm going to do a lot of work on the sanding. Make sure I can sand it and sand it and sand it, look nice. The inside, that might all be black inside just for the walls, because I don't know if I can get it real smooth. I'll do that. If I can't, I don't know. We'll see how it looks. Because I put fairing compound all down there, and I don't know if it's actually going to come out wood looking or what. The rest is just going to be the stain. I only have a few more really pieces to put together and epoxied and whatever else cut, because a lot of these pieces, they come pre-cut, but you actually have to cut them more. And that's not because I messed up. It's just because they tell you too, you have to cut them to length, which is fine. I don't mind using a saw. But, so that's it for now. I'm going to sign off and I'll let you know how it's going in a little while. And thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe. It helps us out. And, well, I actually just do this for my family, so. But I'll be back later. Have a good day.